Hello, I'm Maddie Harlan from Permaculture magazine, and I'm in Norwich today talking to Peter Ellington from Triple Bottom Line Accounting. Now, Triple Bottom Line Accounting are an ethical accounts practice, and they look after all sorts of ethical, environmental business, not only in East Anglia but beyond. So Peter, tell me a little bit about what it means to be an ethical accounting practice and in the context of what we really regard as a pretty unethical world of finance at the moment.
Yeah. Well, Maddie, being an ethical accountancy practice in what I believe to be a fundamentally unethical world is quite a challenge. And Triple Bottom Line Accounting is an experiment. So I'm an academic at university 40% of my time, and the rest of the time I work with some amazing young people at Triple Bottom Line Accounting. So it's easy to be an academic and say we want a triple bottom line which is about communities and the environment and prosperity. But how do you make that work in a world where most accountancy practices are looking to make profit? Their ethos seems to be what's in it for us, from when they're approaching the clients, what can we charge the clients, and when they're employing young people, what can we get away with? And you know, we're not going to share our wealth with those workers. We're just going to see what packages we can get away with to maximise our profit. So in Triple Bottom Line Accounting, I've got enough money, and so I don't take a salary out of the business, but obviously I'm getting so much more out of it in prosperity because I work in an environment that I love, and I'm doing what I love, and we're trying to change the world of accounting just slightly. We'd like to change it a lot, but how much impact can you have as a small accountancy practice? So what does it really mean to be ethical then? So you've got to play by the same rules as the other practices, and so a lot of people want to minimise their tax. So we don't break the law, but we will work schemes so that we optimise people's tax situation. But what we do, we're quite open about what we do, and we'll look at the whole. So I think that we have a habit, generally as society, of looking at problems on very much as discrete little problems, and not as a whole. So, for example, National Health Service, a lot of doctors having issues with the pension tax at the moment, and some of them are coming out of their pensions because of the tax they're paying, whilst not considering the fact that their wealth has increased in the year because of the amount of the National Health Service has put into their pension. So I think they're making bad decisions because they're not looking at the whole. So when we do a tax plan for somebody, we look at the whole. Okay, so that's just saying that we're not disadvantaging our clients in this capitalist paradigm by asking them to pay more taxes than anybody else. Okay, what we're trying to do is help them be efficient in their businesses and pay similar taxes to other people using other accountants. So what does it mean to be ethical? So I believe it comes down to how you treat the people that you work with. And so we've got lots of young people, and we're trying to give them space. So any money we make, we plough back into the business, into resources, to software development and resources. So to create an environment where they've got time and they've got space. We're working a 4-day week, and we're saying that in your spare day, do a bit of research, look at things that you're interested in within our work environment. So what does it mean to try and work as an accountant valuing the environment? How could we value the environment? Should we value trees, or are trees like babies and there's no way you can put a price on them? To think about those sort of things. So we're trying to create an environment where we really care about the people that we're working with. so that they care about each other, they have time for each other, they're not racing around meeting deadlines all the time, and so that they then got time to talk to each other, time to research things together, time to go off for a walk in the woods together if that's what they want to do, got time to just walk off and go and see the clients if that's what they want to do. So create that space and time while still trying to be efficient, of course. Okay, so to make them, okay, so our key words are caring, professional, and progressive. So progressive means thinking about other things, being digital, being on the cusp of the wave of what's changing on technology and accounting. Professional is what you'd expect an accountant to be, to respect confidentiality, to do things professionally, on time and correctly. Now, caring, how do you define caring? And we've really been struggling with that because we're trying to put words to it where one of my clients said, I don't think you can put words to it, Peter. I think it's more of a dance. It's a feeling and you can't put words to it. And when you start then trying to analyse that feeling, and say you walk through the high streets in our country and you see homeless people, you tend to close down because you can't take them home. You don't feel as though you can help them. You haven't got limitless money to feed them, and the media tells you that they're just going to take that money and spend it on drugs anyway. But that's unfettered capitalism turning your heart off, making you unfeeling. And what we're trying to do is make people come back to themselves and realise that caring about ourselves and each other is actually the foundation for then caring about the environment. And caring about your environment locally, caring about your societies locally, caring about everybody. Nobody falls off the back of the wagon. It's a bit like a military kind of aspect. If you work for a military group, they would care about everybody in that group. Nobody would fall off the back. But our society today, people fall off the back, and we've got to stop that. We've got to stop people falling out the back. So an ethical accountancy practice is making sure that we as a team, nobody falls out the back, that everybody feels happy, that if somebody's feeling unwell on a particular day, that we care for them. We say, how do you feel? Go home, take some time out, get better, come back to work when you feel well. And then if you start caring about where you are at work, you then start caring about the clients. It then gets infectious, because if we're caring about the clients, they then start doing similar things, caring about their workers, their people. You then start, from a local level, you then start worrying about how we are as a nation. How do we care about it? Are people falling off the back of our country? Are we upsetting people unnecessarily, causing them unnecessary angst? And then, of course, how do you then work on a global level to change our epoch, to change where we're going as a society? And so it all starts in just by going into work, and anybody that comes into our office, for example, is introduced to everybody. Everybody is important. We care about everybody. One of the major things I say every day when everybody asks me who the people are in the office who I work with, and I say, this is Tatiana. I've learnt everything I know from her. This is Luke. He's advised me so much. These are young people with so much potential, and we're going to change the world.
Thanks very much, Peter. So this is Triple Bottom Line Accounting in Norwich, and this film is Permaculture Media. Please sign up and subscribe. Don't miss any of our wonderful, life-changing films. Thank you.